That's
He
crazy.
described the double murder in a laughing and bragatory manner. I get in the back seat, shoot that in the back of his pow pow. His tried to bail out. I grabbed her by the back of her wig. I said, "Where you going?" Pow pow.
That's
I hit
crazy.
her in her 2 times. Then I turned, hit him in his 2 more times. Pow pow. This carelessness would lead to the feds having overwhelming evidence to take down Wicked Town. There's some people in this world that are just straight up evil and heartless.
Evil.
Darius Scooter
Murphy
he
looked crazy.
is one of those people. He was
Look at his eyes. Oh,
the main hitman for one of the most feared gangs in the west side of Chicago. He wasn't just a killer. He was a man who made murder routine. A man who could look someone in the eye and pull the trigger, then go get dinner like nothing happened.
That's crazy.
In just 2.5 years,
did he do that?
Scooter killed at least 7 people in cold blood. He killed a man in front of the man's 1-year-old baby and laughed on a wired phone call about snatching a woman by the wig and shooting her in the head.
When I hear stuff like this, bro, I get scared because it's really people like this, gang. Like, and even though I already know that, it's just scary every time I hear about it, bro. Look at that motherfucker eyes, my guy. That tell you everything you need to know right there.
As the most violent, dangerous, and depraved defendant to appear before them. Scooter's actions were so cold-hearted that a judge questioned whether he had a soul. In this video, we'll be telling his story. But before we get into the video, Darius Murphy, best known by the nickname Scooter, is from the west side of Chicago. The west side of Chicago doesn't get as much coverage as the south side because it doesn't have as many famous rappers from there.
That's the only reason.
But it might be even more deadly.
It might be more deadly.
Scooter grew up without his father in his life, so he looked for a father figure. This led to him seeking guidance from local gang members. He became a member of the set Wicked Town when he was just 14 years old. Wicked Town is a set that primarily consists of traveler vice lords, and they reside in the Austin neighborhood. Austin is one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago. Wicked Town also goes by the monikers Rust World and Moquise World, named after a member named Rust that was killed in 2014 and a member named Moquise that was killed in 2011. For nearly a decade, Wicked Town operated with militant efficiency, engaging in brazen shootouts, drug trafficking, and executing enemies without warning. They beef with sets like Ghost Mob, LF 5200.
And the thing about the West Side, I don't know. Like, gang, only thing I know is like Austin. That's damn near it. Like, it's so far away, bro. Like, people like niggas from the south side don't go out west, and niggas from the out west don't really go out south. Like, it's almost like 2 different cities. Even though we talk the same, for the most part, we dress the same. But like, you meet somebody from the west side and somebody from you could tell the difference. You feel me? Like,
an MOF. Over time, Scooter would establish himself as Wicked Town's top killer. According to federal prosecutors, Scooter was the one called whenever Wicked Town needed someone dead. Beginning in August of 2015, he would go on a horrific killing spree that left at least 7 dead and dozens more traumatized.
That's crazy, bro. 7?
On Sunday, August 23rd, 2015, a man named James Duthard was driving in the 1000 block of North Lemon at about 8:35 p.m. when a gunman spotted him and opened fire, striking him repeatedly. After being hit, James crashed into a parked car. Law enforcement arrived, and James was pronounced dead at the scene at just 42 years old. James was an OG member of Ghost Mob. Scooter would eventually get charged with this murder years later. This was only the beginning of killing for him.
That was his first. And crazy, if that was his first, if that's what the police think his first, he probably had more. That's the scary part about it, shorty. You think he got caught for his first murder? The first time he did it? Most of the time it don't work like that, bro. Most of the time you don't get caught, go to jail for the first time you ever sell drugs. Usually you keep doing it, and then you eventually get caught. Same true for the murders, bro. It's scary, but it's true.
On September 2nd, 2015,
the hell is he wearing? That's an out west outfit right there.
Was outside at about 11:35 p.m. in the 700 block of North Long Avenue when someone walked up and opened fire. Dan was shot in the chest and torso and taken to West Suburban Medical Center in Oak Park, where he was pronounced dead at just 23 years old. Scooter
Damn.
is believed to be the gunman in this incident, and he targeted Dan because Dan was allegedly a member of Ghost Mob. Sadly, after this, Scooter would kill an innocent man thinking he was one of his ops.
Oh, he thought he was someone mistaken identity, boy.
On
I'm telling
April
you.
28, 2017, a man named Alfred Stovall was taking his 1-year-old son out of a baby seat in the 600 block of North Laurel
that
Avenue
sucks.
at about 7:01 p.m. when a gunman pulled up and shot him multiple times. Alfred would later be pronounced dead 30 minutes later at just the age of 31. Scooter was the gunman in this incident, and he shot Alfred 7 times at close range because he believed that Alfred was a rival gang member.
And it wasn't
It
even
turns
him.
out that Alfred was an innocent man and had no involvement in the street life.
That's crazy, boy.
Scooter felt no remorse.
And that's why even if you don't got nothing going on, especially in a city like that, in Chicago, mate, bro, you gotta move. Even if you an innocent, nice, law-abiding citizen, you gotta move around like you got something going on. You gotta move around paranoid, bro. Otherwise, like this type of shit happen so often, bro. Especially when Chief Keef came out and everybody in Chicago had dreads, man.
And would continue to kill. On December 23, 2017, a man named Keyshawn Mobley and another man were sitting on a back porch at 2:34 p.m. in the 5200 block of West Ferdinand when another male walked up, fired shots, and ran off in an unknown direction. Keyshawn, also known by the nickname K-Money, was shot multiple times in the head and body and pronounced dead on the scene at 3:12 p.m. at just the age of 21. His friend that was with him at the time was shot as well, but survived his injuries as he was only struck in the ankle. Scooter is believed to be the gunman in this incident, and he targeted Keyshawn because he was allegedly a member of LF 5200. Less than 1 month after this, Scooter would kill again.
A month later is crazy.
On January 11, 2018, a man named Uriah Hughes and another man were getting into a car in the 5300 block of West Race when multiple gunmen pulled up and started shooting at them. Uriah was shot in the body and taken to Stroger Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at just 33 years old. His friend was shot in the back but survived his injuries. Scooter is believed to be one of the gunmen in this incident. He targeted Uriah because he was allegedly a member of LF 5200. Following this incident, Scooter would go on to commit his most heartless murders.
Oh, his most heartless? The deaths of Donald Holmes and Diane Taylor.
Scooter's most infamous crime came on the night of January 31st, 2018. A Wicked Town member named Deshaun Morgan believed that a man named Donald Holmes Jr. had snitched on them. Due to this, Deshaun hired Scooter and another Wicked Town member named Damon Brown to kill Donald in exchange for $5,000 and an assault rifle. On that day, Deshaun convinced Donald to meet up with Scooter. Donald arrived in his Jeep Cherokee with his girlfriend named Diane Taylor sitting in the passenger seat.
So she just died just because she came with him. If she wouldn't have came with him, she wouldn't have died. That's crazy, gang. That's crazy.
And they parked in the 4700 block of Arthington Street.
He probably was just
Scooter
trying to
entered the car from the back seat and shot Donald 4 times in the head. Then he grabbed Diane by her hair as she tried to flee and shot her twice.
That's crazy.
He then turned back to Donald and shot him multiple times again. Later that year, both Scooter and Damond would end up in the Cook County Jail, and someone would secretly record them discussing the killings. They said it happened because Deshaun thought Donald was working as a confidential informant for law enforcement.
Was he?
Though Donald had not been working with law enforcement at the time of his death, he had been a source for the FBI. In the recorded conversation, Scooter can be heard confessing to and describing the crime. He described the double murder in a laughing and bragatory manner. I get in the back seat, shoot that bitch in the back of his pow pow. His tried to bail out. I grabbed her by the back of her wig. I said, "Where you going?" Pow pow.
That's
I hit
crazy.
her in her 2 times. Then I turned, hit him in his 2 more times. Pow pow. This carelessness would lead to the feds having overwhelming evidence to take down Wicked Town.
They took down the whole, I hope so, because they just out here.
In 2021, the FBI finally brought down the hammer. Scooter was arrested and named in a sweeping RICO indictment along with 12 other Wicked Town members. He was charged with multiple counts of murder and 8 of racketeering, attempted murder, and firearms trafficking. Scooter eventually took a plea deal. In exchange for avoiding the death penalty,
Oh, the
he
death.
confessed
Okay.
to the 7 murders discussed earlier. He was ultimately sentenced to 50 years in federal prison.
50.
Man, there's
Okay.
truly some
I'll
heartless
take
people.
50. I'll take 50. I'll take giving him 50. I thought they was gonna say life, but he sounded like he was like 20 or 30, so he probably gonna be in a. It's hard to last 50 years in prison. Just even if nothing happened to you, just off you feel me, you ain't got the medical attention, you ain't eating the best food. It's hard to last 50 years in prison, so see you never.